Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back and live once again. Jay Hollingshed, your personal high performance mindset coach and public speaker, thanking you for tuning in to yet another episode of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. Today is Wednesday, day 4 of the week. We will be discussing pillar number 4, which is goal setting. Goal setting. This is episode 262 of 365. So before we get into our goal setting, I want to thank everybody for tuning in right off the back at 9 o'clock. My season ticket holders, my front row seat people. My brother, my big brother, AJ Arthur Hollingshed, always there, always there. Love you, man. I appreciate that. Uncle Herb Henley, Fire Department Lieutenant, Memphis Fire Department, my man. I appreciate you. All the lovely times we work together, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Uncle Herbert Henley. My wife, Lisa Hollingshed. Speaking of my wife, I got to give a special shout out to her. Today is her birthday. Lisa Hollingshed, thanks, babe. I appreciate you and love you. So if you're watching this on repeat, thank you. I thank you so much for tuning in on repeat. The repeat love is a blessing to me. So I want to be a blessing to you by starting off with a thank you, telling you I appreciate you. Now, let's jump right into it. We're talking about goal setting. This is Goal Setting Wednesday, and I want to talk to you about 3 types of goals. I made some notes, so I'm going to be looking at my notes and hitting you right back with those, giving you notes on 3 types of goals. Here we go. Number 1. You got product goals, okay? Product goals. In fact, I'll run down all 3 real quick. You have product goals, process goals, and do your best goals. There are product, process, and do your best. Let's talk about process goals real quick. Now, here is where you the product goal is when you want to produce a particular outcome. You want to produce or overcome a certain limitation, or you want to reach a new milestone. And those could be, since I cater to athletes and entrepreneurs, those are going to be my 2 examples for today. So say you're an entrepreneur and you want to increase your sales by 10% to give yourself a raise. That is a product goal. What is the product? The product is you giving yourself a raise, okay? Now, the same thing with my athletes. Say you want to increase your vertical by 3 inches over the next 9 months. Okay, that's the product. What do you want to produce? You want to produce a higher vertical, and the measurement of that vertical is 3 inches. You want to jump 3 inches higher over the next 9 months. So when you do that, when you set that type of goal, that is a product goal, okay? Why is it a product goal? Because you have a product you're trying to produce and something at the end of it. That's your end result, your end game, your end goal. Now, process goals. Let's talk about that real quick. Your process goals. Here is where you want to focus on your performance and factors that you can control. Not something that you cannot control, but something you can control. That's why it's a process, your process, because you can control it. Now, let's talk about these 2 examples. What steps do you take to increase your sales by 10%? What is your process to do that? Let's say you use the commonly 80-20% rule. You decide to make 10 more sales calls, or 10 extra calls, or send out 10 more emails, or you want to make 10 new connections in relations to your sales. Now, using the 80-20 rule, you're looking at 2 of those 10 calls are people that will be engaged in what you have to say. They are the ones that will have an interest in what you are selling. 2 out of the 10. So that's your 80-20 rule right there. Now, of the 2, you put in your work. You go through your process. You put in your work to get your product. Now, of the 2, 1 will more than likely be your become a customer. So if that 1 becomes your customer, then you have increased your sales by 10%. Then that is the goal you were trying to reach. You got your 1 out of 10, which is 10%. You wanted to give yourself a raise. You can give yourself a raise based off of that 10%. Now, let's talk about the athlete trying to increase your vertical in 3 months. Increase your vertical 3 inches in 9 months. What is your process? What are the steps you are going to take? You are describing your process here. Now, an example of that will be you want to increase your vertical 1 inch every 3 months, okay? You're breaking it down. You want to increase your vertical 1 inch every 3 months. And when you do that, you can do that by getting a personal trainer. One guy, if you are in the Columbus, Ohio area, reach out to my guy, Coach Alex White of Peak Human Performance. He can get this done. He got it done with my daughters, both of them. Now, when you want to increase your vertical 1 inch every 3 months, somebody like Alex White would put you on what he would do is adjust your diet and put you on a workout regimen or a workout plan that is specific to your body type. So each month you would do something to increase your vertical. And as your vertical increases, then your exercise routine changes or your structure changes in your diet. So that is what you can do to increase your vertical 3 inches in 9 months. Those are the steps you would take. That is your process when we're talking about process goals. Now, let's go down to the third one. Do your best goals. Do your best. Yes, that is one of the best goals to set. However, you must be specific when talking about do your best goals, okay? Now, just saying you're going to do your best, that's not good enough. Just saying you're going to do your best is not good enough at all. Goals have to be measurable. They have to be something that you can gauge something against. Why? Because you want to weigh your actions against what your current best is. Now, using those same two examples, increasing your vertical and increasing your sales, we're going to talk about doing your best goals. Here we go. Now, when it comes to your sales, you want to better your last known effort better your last known effort in the process of increasing your sales by 10%. So after new sales call number 3, you realize you didn't use keywords or key phrases that can trigger a thought process within your prospect or within your prospective client. And you realize that those keywords and phrases you omitted could have very well helped you lock in the sale. So on sales call number 4 or new sales call number 4, you use those keywords, you include those keywords, those key phrases that can help you lock in and get that sale and convert that prospect into a customer. So when you do that, you have bettered your last known best effort, because your last known best effort was a call when you left out key elements. This time, include those key elements. When you do that, when you include those key elements, you have bettered your last known best effort. That's doing your best. That's part of what we call doing your best goals. Now, back to the athlete. When you want to better your last known best effort, especially when it comes to increasing your vertical by 3 inches, what do? Take your workout for example. So after your last workout routine, you don't seem to be as tired as you usually are. You aren't as physically exhausted. Your heart rate is not as high as it usually is after the workout. Okay, well, that's your best known effort right there. Mark that. Mark the time. Mark the weights you use. Mark the efforts. Mark your numbers. And then increase those by increasing the weights, changing your diet, and do all of this according to your workout instructor, your person that you have, your personal trainer, and it is at their discretion. Complete your new workout according to your trainer, and then you will have bettered your last known best. You will have bettered your best. In other words, you have succeeded in doing your best goals. So those are the 3 goals that I have for you on today in episode 262 of 365 Goal Setting Wednesday. What are those goals again? We have the product goals. You want to increase, your product goals when you are trying to reach a certain product at the end or your outcome. And you have your process goals. What is it that you do and how do you do it? And you'll do your best goals. That's all that I have. Truly, I'd love for you to make the effort and not the excuse. Every performance results in either an effort or an excuse. Make the effort, not the excuse, to reach your goals. Thank you so much. I'm Jay Hollingshed, your personal high performance mindset coach and public speaker. Be well, stay blessed, through love, be a blessing. God bless.